So the smiles I'm seeing are all great. Usually you do this in a circle, but I decided too much trouble. And
That
so,
was awesome.
but anyway, now that is laughter, which is Creator speaking through us, source energy flowing through us, because pure laughter like that, that's source coming in, maybe this way, or maybe coming in this way, maybe even coming in this way, but source will sneak in there in all sorts of ways. And so now what you heard as our affirmation, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. What is all of that? That's a fairly new thing. You can do it as many times as you think about it. I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. Now what did you just do? You put yourself into your heart energy. Because I think of many years ago when I go to a psychic and I just want a little guidance, a little advice, and first thing out of the mouth regularly was, Samuel, get out of your head and into your heart. I said, okay, that sounds like a good thing. Now, how do I do that? Oh, you just do it. I said, no. I'm a head guy. I'm an academic. I'm trained to think about things, to read books, and to teach students. For those of you who don't know, I taught at Grand Junction High School for 23 years. English, but mostly how to think. Not what to think, I don't care, but how to think. And I've had numerous students come back and say, thank you, Mr. Baseler, for teaching me how to think. It works really well. In fact, I've had, when Mesa was primarily Mesa before, well, Mesa State, it was fed by people from local areas, Trudeau Monument, Central, and so on. And I've had 3 different professors tell me socially, I can pick your kids out in 3 days. And
Oh, that's cute.
I said, the first time that happened, it was at a party of some kind, and I said, well, thanks for the snow job. but I don't know how you could do that. He said, I'll tell you how. Number 1, they talk to me. They listen to me. And they're not afraid to ask a question. They're not afraid to say, Dr. So-and-so, I don't understand that. Or raise their hand and ask for more guidance and things like that. And then I said, well, it's working, so I'm not going to mess around with it. Until the school, my principal basically, said, Samuel, you're a little too far out. And I said, yeah. And so you're going to have to stick to the book. You're going to have your lesson plans reviewed by the principal or assistant principal. And you're going to have to be observed regularly by the principal or assistant principal. And we're thinking moving your room from upstairs down across from the principal's office.
Dang.
Oh boy.
Well,
Control.
I said, those are not anything I can live with. Number 1, I had never prepared lesson plans except in college learning how to teach. I just don't do that. And anyway, within a week I had decided actually within about 30 seconds. I decided I'm not done, but I'm done here. And so the idea of being a teacher at Grand Junction High School, okay, what is next? Now, this is kind of where we go into expanding awareness now, not later. And I want to talk about 2 eyes. And 2 eyes, you think? That's what all of you are thinking? No, 2 eyes, intention and intuition. Because that's what we do our lives in the direction we want to go. Just like the songs and the statements talking about set your intention. And then what happens? If you focus on intention, and then Spirit starts sending you messages. Now the messages can come with the birds, in my house too, same deal. And the messages can come with radio that brings a specific song while you're driving in your car. And you get the idea, turn into McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's. So you just pass by, or you turn into McDonald's. It's just a kind of a hunch. It's not a direction. You don't get a voice so much that says turn into McDonald's. You just get a feeling like I'm at the corner of North and 12th, and well, I'm in the right lane, so I guess I can turn into McDonald's. Now what do I do? I suppose I should go in and have a coffee, or because McDonald's has pretty good coffee. And so you do because you don't know anything better to do. And you start listening to folks in other booths or in the playroom or somewhere around you. And then there comes this moment of, oh, that's what I'm doing here. Other times, it's not so much for you, but you're all light workers here. And so when you go into McDonald's and there's a person in a particular booth and you can tell they're just messed up. The bottom has dropped out of their fill in the blank relationship or the job or any aspect of life. They've been kicked out of the house or any number of things. But obviously they're down. So now, what do? Well, if you're like some of us, you start sending the violet transmuting flame to that individual, or maybe just sweep it through McDonald's, or just around everybody and everything. Because the violet flame, this is a rendering of it. You can go on Google and look up some beautiful photos of the violet transmuting flame. And some of you probably already do, like I do, in my meditation. That's where I'll start, is bringing a violet transmuting flame into myself, usually coming down from the top. But when I was first taught about the violet flame, you brought it up from below the feet and brought it into your physical, mental, emotional, etheric self. And the concept of the violet flame was first taught to me through the I am work for a long time, we had an I am chapel center in the old homestead realty office back in the day when Louise Forster had managed somehow to be brought to the I am group. The I am presence is what we talk about as part of our higher self. And when we were using that phrase, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am, that's the current expression of getting into that divine center, which is where we want to live all the time. That's why the psychic would say, get out of your head, Samuel, and into your heart. How do you do that? Well, start loving everything. Loving everything? I love myself the way I am. There's nothing for me to change. I'll always be a perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you the way you are. There's nothing for you to do. When I feel love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your tears, your rage and fears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, but still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. And I love myself just the way I am. Not.
Not.
It's a little tricky sometimes because it's just a great idea to start with loving self, start with loving everything, start with loving the bird, start with loving the flower, start with loving the dolphins. And so I have had the privilege, this by the way is Lono. Lono is no longer with us on the planet, but he used to be in New Zealand. And I've had the privilege of swimming with dolphins in the Dolphin Research Station in Florida and at the Hilton Hotel. These are high dollar dolphins in Hawaii. And there was a little small group of us, and the trainer had the dolphin just stand still, sit still, float still, and and we got to touch the dolphin, and their kind of leathery skin, and then she told the dolphin to turn over, so you could rub his belly or her belly, and the dolphin seemed to be quite amenable to it. So this is a blessing, just sweeping each of you right now with energy of dolphin energy. When I was in Florida, and on my mask kind of was fussing with me, so I was fussing with it. And so I'm working, trying to get my mask back on and getting, and then I look up and Dolphin is right here. I mean, this close. This is where Dolphin is. Less than an arm's length away, looking at me like, what are you doing? Did your face come off? and I, and I'm thinking, because when I had arrived, I expected, well, I'm so cool, Dolphin will come over and say, hey, Samuel, what took you so long to get here? How about a ride? You want to get on my back? Okay. Well, it didn't happen that way. And but I knew Dolphin was talking to me mentally. And so the idea of, I know he's talking to me, I'm not getting it. So some of you will remember Bill Bauman, who used to come to Grand Junction from Ogden, Utah, when he was living over there. And Bill Bauman had the capacity or the ability to access all information. I know Pat has had lots of connection with Bill Bauman. And so one time I called him and I said, Bill, can you bring up what the Dolphin told me? And he said, sure. I said, well, would you mind if I came over to Ogden and you could give me a rundown on what Dolphin said? And so he said, sure. And he said, come on over and you can stay here at our house. And it's what I did. And he gave me 3 pages of longhand information that the Dolphin sent to me in about, I don't know what, 30 seconds or something like that. So those are some of the things that have unfolded in my life, and it keeps on going, keeps on going, keeps on going. So what I put together here is, let this be a Merkaba or Merkaba. It's a geometric symbol of the energy field around us. And there are ways that you can build on that energetic. And then the idea of working with the violet flame, what is the violet flame? Well, it's the color of the masculine, blue, and the feminine, which are the opposite hands. This is for most, all of us, your left side, if you did not know this, and I think most of this crowd does, your left hand is the receiving hand. Left side, the receiving side. And right side is the masculine, and the divine masculine, you can call it that. And then when they get together, the pink and the blue, they form the violet. And so use that as much as you can to assist your life flowing more in your direction. Do I have any proof of that? Well, yes. Some years ago, a friend of mine who also was knew how to use the violet flame, and I were sitting outside at Rock Slide. And it was lunchtime, and it was another gorgeous Grand Junction day, and we were chatting, had not seen each other for some time, and so we're there. And then a lady came in pushing a young man, old boy, and he was not with us as far as mental world is concerned. He was somewhere else. But he was making noises. So this lady was obviously the caretaker and had a wheelchair, and she was going to have lunch. And so you could tell that all of the other diners were feeling a little put upon by having their lunch interrupted by this young man who was making noises, but he wasn't talking. Now, send you the violet flame right now, because that's what we did, was to send the violet transmuting flame to every, there's a Kleenex there if you'd like.
Thank you.
And so we, Vicki and I, just swept through all of the other diners so that the feeling of interruption would be eliminated or minimized. Sure enough, the boy still continued to make noise, and they were sitting at the table. We were outside, gorgeous day, and so before long, everybody's back to feeling fine. That's stuff you can do by, and nobody knows you're being sneaky. The other things that, like, when we say, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. What is that doing? Well, that's bringing your energy into the heart. And then you want the guidance to be the academic, the guidance to be the thought process, the mind, the brain, all of that kind of stuff. So, but really let the direction be that intention coming from the heart, going into the heart. Usually energy coming into the heart comes in through the back and then into the heart. And we are not necessarily talking about the heart, the physical heart. We're talking about the love center, which is the fourth chakra here. And I think all of you know about chakras. I don't have to talk to you about that. And what I'd like to do is just go down this list, and I'm going to go pretty fast down my list. And so, but I'm just going to say a word, and then what I'd like for you to do, if you are not familiar with that word, just raise your hand. I don't mean like this, I mean like this. And if you're not familiar with, okay, first word, ascension. Everybody knows what it means. Good. Nasara. Uh-huh. Well, that's something I can talk about. Okay. Solfeggio. Okay. Several of you don't know that. The violet flame, you all know about that. And solar flares, which we've been receiving lately, lots of that. Higher self.
What?
Higher self. Really?
No, I knew that. I thought you said something else. I didn't misheard you.
Oh, okay. Light body. The Schumann resonance. A couple of you. The fifth dimension. Fifth dimensional light in living. Okay. Cabal. Oh, you all know about that? Okay. Deep state.
The political one?
It's in the esoteric literature.
Okay.
Yes. And dark hats, white hats,
Don't know.
Arcturians,
Family. High frequency family.
Andromedans, Venusians. What's the significance of the Subaru logo?
I don't know that.
Well, let me just stop at that moment and tell
You
you.
know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, and several of you, or at least some of you,
Yeah.
drive a Subaru. Do you know what it means? What the symbol means?
Half stars. I don't know.
It refers to the Pleiadians.
Oh, Pleiadians, my family.
And if you look at it, it has
Thank you.
a large star and then I
Star.
think
Stars.
four
4 stars.
smaller ones.
Yeah.
And what the company that put it together means, it's like 4 or 5 companies that became together so they could do become a major. It's one major star. And if you look at the Pleiadians when they're in the sky, not so much now, but in the winter they are.
It's in my
And
face.
they are our big brothers, teaching us, come on folks, you're doing your ascension process, so the Pleiadians will come and join us, and sometimes they take form. And they don't have to, but will take form. Usually they're tall and beautiful. And Polly was talking last week about going to Mount Shasta and seeing some Lemurians who are tall, beautiful, gorgeous individuals, and in Mount Shasta, lots of things take place that don't happen in Grand Junction.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's the idea of we have so much help. And, you know, there's one of the stars. There are 7 stars. They're called the 7 Sisters. I'm watching the time because Julian told me to watch the time. So, but I want to talk a little bit about the fact that the light has won on planet Earth.
You're going to send it.
It is a tremendous thing. It is great. The light has, it's not going to, but the light and the dark have been at battle for just about light, because now I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am.
And beyond. And beyond.
And beyond.
And
Oh.
beyond.
And beyond.
Well, it's the idea of that's allowing the divine flowing through. It's encouraging that heart center, that love. Now that's what I have put together here, a little pink rose and some pinkish and some pink and blue. So that's the violet flame. So what are other things that you can use if you haven't already decided to, that you can take some ordinary water and create holy water out of it, charge it. And it's already charged here by the energies of each of you. And put it in some kind of nice container, which is, this was my mother's favorite, milk glass. She loved milk glass. Some of you may remember that. And there's water in here, so it's a specially charged water now because it's been in here.
You want to turn it in wine because half raisins there, half grapes. Half grapes?
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
maybe
oh,
you
yeah.
can turn water in wine?
Turn
Sure.
into wine.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yes.
And
I'd rather turn wine into water.
Yeah,
some people do. Some people would rather do it the other way around and wine it, get water into wine.
Yeah.
But that's choice. And then we have some of the things, like this looks like a chunk of glass. It is, in a sense, a chunk of glass, but what it is called aqua lemuria crystal. What does that mean? Well, it means that it's from the ancient land of Lemuria, which is currently Hawaii, Polynesia, the South Pacific, but not only the South Pacific. If you go to Orvis, Orcas Island in the San Juans, you were involved in a little bit of Lemuria, which got pushed this far over that's way. And it's kind of related to Mount Shasta and Telos, which is also related to Mount Shasta. And then you have a Lemurian crystal. And there are very fine lines here, and those fine lines have to do with giving us information and helping us live the Lemurian life, which is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. And the crystal, this very large crystal, very ancient, goes way back. Some of you are familiar with shungite, which is a healing stone from Russia. Sometimes it's just a kind of a potato. And sometimes it's more of a formed pyramid. And you can use it for healing whatever needs to be healing. And you take it, and then because a pyramid sends energy out through the top. And so you can use it for an area where there's a problem or a pain or something like that. And so the other things that I plan to talk about, it's just going to have to wait.
To be continued.
To be,
Can we do a to be continued for
We-
you? Please?
you mean you want Samuel to talk more?
Yes. Yes.
I can certainly do
Okay,
that.
good.
I'm built that way.
Good.
And